Yep, recording has been started. Good evening, ma'am. We are from the group 3 and today we are presenting the browser exploitation framework. And this paper content includes the introduction, working model, future work and conclusion. In the introduction, we are going to discuss about the what is browser exploitation framework and a little bit about the background. So browser exploitation framework is a web browser focused on penetration testing tool. It will hook one or more web browsers and utilize them as a base camp for the launching directed commands models and other assaults on the system. It is written in a Ruby programming language. This framework is an open source online platform that explains the users about the numerous different exploitations that can take place in a web browser like a Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, and Microsoft Edge. This framework identifies unauthorized JavaScript in the website and alert the users to secure the information. It can also be used to further exploit a cross-site scripting law in a web application. Beef server communicates with the hook browser through a web-based user interface. These browser exploitation frameworks comes with a Kali Linux operating systems, and it is used by the penetration testers to access the actual security of a system by focusing on the web browser. A little bit background about the beef followed by the clickjacking and Google phishing. So unlike the other security frameworks, Beep accesses the exploitability in the context of one open door rather than the protected networks and the client systems. Clickjacking is intended to cause an unintended occurrences such as the untrusted sources containing private or sensitive data from the user. The exploit has been known since 2028 when two researchers discovered an attack utilization Adobe system flash program that allowed attacker to gain remote access to a victim web camera and microphone. Google phishing. It is a type of social engineering in which an attacker sends a false communication to deceive a person into disclosing sensitive information to the attackers or to install harmful software such as a ransomware on the victim's infrastructure. So next next we will go with the purpose. The primary motto behind the creation of web exploitation framework is to create a awareness among the people on how malicious code can steal valuable information such as banking credentials, access users, webcams without their knowledge, and steal some most sensitive and secure data from one system. And next we are going with the working model of the browser exploitation framework. Before going to see the two types of attacks like clickjacking and Google phishing, so we need to set up an environment. First, we need to install VirtualBox from the Oracle. Once the VirtualBox has been installed, we need to install the Kali Linux operating system. After the installation of the Kali Linux operating system in the VirtualBox, we need to install the browser exploitation framework using the following command. We need to open the terminal. Under the terminal, uh, we need to install the beef. To install the beef, we need to write a command saying sudo apt get install bef.xss in the terminal and enter the password. This is going to start BEF in our browser. In the BEF login page, we need to enter our credentials. After credentials have been entered, it will be open. It is going to open the beef. So it will be something like this once the login details have been provided. After installing the framework, we have a open terminal and start the Apache service by using the command sudo service apache to start. After the apache has been started, now change the directory to cd var www html$ls followed by the file name index.html. So here the file name will be the cat. So this contains the HTML page, and here we have been placed a diagram related to the beef architecture. So once the virtual box has been installed, after the Linux operating system has been installed, to install or run the BEF, we need to write a command. After that, Apache service has been to run the Apache service. We need to provide a command, and we have changed the directory, and it is in the form of HTML page. Once all these processes have been done, the next step will be we are going to type the ifconfig in the terminal, and we are going to note down the internal IP address. Using this IP address, no one can hack you unless you are in our network. Now we are going to enter the IP address in the browser, and it will direct us to the HTML page. After this, we are going to see the details of our browser in the beef page. We will then open an online browser, and we will double click the IP address. By this, we will select the commands. In the commands, we are going to select the social engineering. In that social engineering, we are going to select one type of attack is clickjacking. This will enable a small icon in the browser which will prompt us to click the place the attackers want him to do us and helping him put his code in the browser. By this, we are going to see the another type of attack, which is the fake flash update in the social engineering. In this, we will see a update to install the Ado Flash Player. This delivers the payload into the victim browser. The screenshot has been placed below. And after this, we are going to see one more type of attack, which is a Google phishing. This attack has the most victim because one is being the biggest search engine used by the billions of the people every day. Another is to go to the place for every web browser for any kind of information. By this phishing site, here the user enters the user credentials. As a result, as a result in the command results, we see the details of the what the victim has been provided. In a similar way, we have some more other examples related to the browser exploitation framework. uh, the other attacks can be the webcam, alerts, and ads. The main goal of any attack is to access the victim personal credentials without his knowledge. So it becomes very important for every PC and the mobile users to know about these attacks and learn how to prevent this type of attacks. Some insights about the ongoing technologies helps us to prevent this type of attacks in the future works. So next we are going to deal with the future work. In the future, there are many firms which are attempting to move forward to the cloud-based browsers. After many successful efforts to steal credit card information or banking related uh, credit informations, a cloud-based browser doesn't save any information from each session and prevents viruses from connecting to the user's machine. A secondary browser that only runs after the password has been entered. All of these programs runs on their remote servers, ensuring security against the malware from attacking. So finally comes to the conclusion. So fine, from this we understood how dangerous it is and for everyone to access the internet without following a proper security procedure. To discover that web browsers attacks is a large issue as a result of the experience. If a user doesn't update his systems on a regular basis, malicious people can launch results ranging from XSS to buffer overflow. Because BF is a basic penetration testing tool that anybody may use to test attacks or hack someone's systems. So it is very crucial that everyone stay up to date to speed up on the latest patches and upgrade the things. Thank you. Let me stop the recording.